Welcome to the Choreo Notes basic tutorial. You had an overview of Choreo Notes in the Quick Start tutorial. If you have not watched the Quick Start tutorial, I suggest you watch it first to learn about Dance Designer's basic features before using the more advanced ones. This tutorial will show you how to make a custom palette and show you how to customize Choreo Notes to fit your note writing needs. Choreo Notes are a flexible format that allow you to write either general notes for quick reminders when teaching a class or in rehearsal, or can be used for very detailed notation documenting every dance or track and every dance count to create a complete dance score. There are different types of Choreo Notes within the Choreo Notes tab: Choreo Pages, Individual Dancer Pages or Dancer Tracks, and Tech Pages. Let's look at the Notes tab in Dance Designer. I have already added music and counts to my dance. It is important to remember that you can only write notes if you have added music and counts. Otherwise, the Notes window will be blank. You can view the different pages of notes by clicking the Page Select button at the top of the Notes window. The current page displayed is Choreo 1. If I scroll down and select Dancer 1, I can write notes on the Dancer 1 page. To write Tech Notes, click the Tech Notes button on the Notes tab. The Tech Notes page gives you the option to write general notes, lighting notes, scenic notes, and other notes. When I click the Dance Notes button on the Notes tab, I will be taken back to the Dance Notes page. Before we begin writing notes, we need to choose a palette from one of the palettes provided by clicking the Select Palette button, or create a custom palette of your own. To create a custom palette, click the Custom Palette button on the Notes tab. The Custom Palette window will appear. Click the button in the middle of the window, New Custom Palette. Click and type in the blank field to name your palette. I will name my palette Amanda. Click OK. Your new custom palette will show at the top right of the Custom Palette window. Now, you will need to add dance terms to your palette. You can either select terms from existing palettes or add custom motions of your own. To use terms from the provided palettes, select a palette from the drop-down button on the top left of the Custom Palette window. I'm going to use some terms from the Jazz Lyrical palette, so I will select Jazz Lyrical. The box on the left will populate with the motion terms from the Jazz Lyrical palette. You can add these terms to your custom palette in 3 ways. You can select the terms individually by clicking on a single term. You can select several terms at once by holding Ctrl and selecting multiple terms. Or to select a group of terms, you can hold down the Shift key and select a group. Once the terms you want to use are selected, press the green arrow in the middle of the window that says Add. You can use the terms from other existing palettes as well. So if I wanted to take a few terms from the Modern Contemporary palette, I would select Modern Contemporary. Select the terms that I want, click Add, and these terms are now added to my own palette. If I wanted to add a motion term of my own, I click the New Custom Motion button in the middle of the Custom Palette window. Click and type the motion name. I will add Wiggle, and click OK. You can delete motions from your palette by selecting the motion terms you don't want and click the red X marked Remove. You have now finished creating a custom palette. Click Save, and then Done, to save your palette and close the Custom Palette window. To select your custom palette, click the Select Palette button and click Amanda. Now, if I double-click in a motion cell and type WI, I will get the wiggle motion I added to my palette. Now we have our palette. Let's look at writing notes. Choreo notes are written in a spreadsheet cell type of format with a row of notes for each dance count, and each count divided into columns that are categorized to provide more detail about the motion. You can use just one column or any number of columns to fit your note writing needs. Let's go through the categories available for your notes. General notes. General notes can be used for quick reminder notes or dance sections, lyrics, musical bars, any type of information you want to include. Leg. Leg can be used for detailing the working or supporting leg. By right-clicking, you can select left, right, or both. Motion. Motion can be used for the basic step, motion, or action. I'll type in PI, and pirouette is self-populated for my current palette. Motion detail. Motion detail can be used for details about the step, motion, or action. I'll select triple outside. Direction/quality. Direction/quality can be used to describe the direction or the quality of the step, motion, or action. I'll type in flowing. Arms. Arms can be used for detailing arm movement or position. I'll select first. Head. Head can be used for detailing head movement or position. Detail notes. Detail notes can be used for any specific details of the choreography like hand placement, style, stage direction, motivation, or choreographer reminders. On all columns, you can either right-click and select from a pull-down menu, or double-click and type in anything you want. In many cases, you may not need this much detail. You may just want to write quick notes using just a few of the columns so you can take them with you to class or rehearsal. Notes Properties allows you to customize choreo notes for your notation style. If there are columns you prefer not to show, click the Notes Properties button. Deselect the columns you wish to hide. I'm going to hide the choreo, direction/quality, arms, head, and detail columns, and click OK. Now the display only shows general notes, leg, motion, and motion detail. It's important to remember the only columns that will print in a report are the columns you have displayed. Let's write a couple of notes. It may not be necessary to write notes for every dancer all of the time when general notes are all you need to take to class or rehearsal. Using choreo pages is the perfect way to do this. I'm going to use the Page Select button to change from the Dancer 1 page to view the Choreo 1 page. I will use the Choreo 1 page to write my general notes. I will double-click in the General Notes cell on the first count and type in Dancer Entrance from stage left and stage right to remind me that I have dancers entering in from both sides of the stage. I will put in left, so I know my dancers are starting on the left foot. In the motion column, I will type walking. And in the motion detail column, I will type in Fosse style to remind me how I want my dancers to walk. I will give them 8 counts to walk on stage, and I will show this by selecting count 2 through 8, right-clicking, and selecting Continue from above. The notes will show a downward arrow indicating that the note is continued from the above cell. I want my dancers to do an arm accent on the 5th count. I will double-click on the General Notes cell on the 5th count and type in arm accent on the downbeat so I don't forget. I want the girls to do a double outside pirouette on counts 1 and 2 of the second 8 count. I will type in girls in the General Notes column, left in the leg column, pirouette in the motion column, and double outside in the motion detail column. I will use Continue from above to show that the pirouette is taking 2 counts. I want the guys to do the same motion on the 3rd and 4th count. I will save time by copying the girl's motion by selecting the group of cells starting with the leg, press Ctrl+C to copy, click the leg column and press Ctrl+V to paste. My notes will appear and all I have to do now is type in guys in the General Notes and I'm all set. When copying and pasting, you can only do this between the same column categories. You can't copy a motion to a leg column. Now you can press play and see the cursor bar scroll as the music plays. If you use your laptop in class or at rehearsal, you will have your notes with you, synchronized to music, making them easier to follow. You can also use choreo notes to write quick notes during or after class to help you remember what you did in class for the following week or for a substitute teacher. Thank you for watching the Choreo Notes basic tutorial. For advanced notation and using and assigning choreography to dancers, watch the Choreo Notes advanced tutorial. Make sure you watch the reports tutorial to see all of the different ways to print your notes.